So good morning, everyone, and welcome to our yoga class for today, for July to the 23rd or 24th. And for today's class, just have your block strap, weights, therapy balls handy. Not sure if we'll use them all, but if you could just have them all handy, we'll see what direction the class takes today. So let's come to our seated position towards the front of our chair. Establishing the foundation for our yoga practice. And remember, our practice develops from the foundation that we make for our practice. That provides support, stability, and allows us to find the ease and effort that we look for throughout our practice. Focus your attention on the right and left sit bones and on the contact between the sit bones and the front edge of the chair. Even the weight, or let's first lean towards our right side and take all the weight onto the right sit bone, just increasing our awareness of that contact between the right sit bone and the chair. And now sway all the way to the left side, again, letting the right sit bone rise away from the floor and increasing the awareness between the contact of the left sit bone and the chair. Come back to neutral, or come back to the center point and even the weight right to and left. Roll towards the front of the sit bones, and feel the pelvis tilt slightly forward. And then come across the sit bones, roll to the back, and let the weight come to the back of the sit bones. Let's just roll forward again and back, forward and back, and just notice that motion of the sit bones coming into the lumbar area of the spine. Come back to neutral, balance the weight again, right to left and front to back. From the foundation of the two sit bones, draw an invisible line through the pelvis to the edges of the sacrum, that triangular bone at the base of the spine that fits like a keystone into the pelvis. Take that line through the sacrum to the point where the two lines converge at the base of the spine, and then think of stacking each of the vertebrae, one on the next, through the vertebrae of the lumbar spine, through the vertebrae of the thoracic spine, through the vertebrae of the cervical spine to the base of the skull. The muscles aligning the spine and the bones carrying the weight of the upper body all the way down through the spine, through the sacrum, through the pelvis, and into the sit bones and the chair. Draw the shoulders slightly back and together to open the front body to create more space for the breath to enter the body. And let's continue now. Let's begin to warm up the spine. Some gentle cat-cow moves, lifting the sternum and tilting the pelvis forward as we inhale, and then exhaling and rounding the spine towards the back of the chair. Taking care to limit that rounding towards the back of the chair if you do have bone density issues. Coming forward again for 3. Back for 3. And as we inhale, come back to a neutral spine. Again, let's now take a nice deep breath in and sigh the exhale out through the mouth. So inhale deeply, filling the lungs completely and exhaling through the mouth. Bring the hands to the side body. Inhale and exhale, take the fingers towards the floor on the right side. Inhale, come back through center and exhale, left. Right for 2, left for 2. Right for 2, left for 2, right for 2, or 3, 4, left for 4, right for 5, left for 5, right for 6, and left for 6. Coming back through center, windmill the right arm across, or left arm across as the right fingertips comes to the floor, and then reverse. We're bringing movement into the arms for 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, and 6, and 6. Come back to center. Take the left hand to the outside of the right thigh, plant the right hand as close as you can, the wrist of the right hand, as close as you can in towards the sacrum, and gently twist towards your right side. Remembering, this is our first twist of the day. It doesn't need to be our deepest twist. Remember, we're still warming up the body, preparing it for our practice. Let's take one more full inhale, nice and deep. And then exhale, and the left hand comes across to the outside of the right, or the right hand comes across to the outside of the left thigh as we twist towards our left side. Again, not looking for our deepest twist of the day, just gently twisting around towards the left side. Perhaps backing off the twist slightly during the exhale and then creating space to perhaps move just a little bit more deeply into that twist towards the left side. Inhale. Exhale, come back to center. Let's take one cat-cow move now. Inhaling, lifting the sternum. Exhaling, rounding the spine towards the back of the chair, then inhaling, coming back to a neutral spine. Again, extend the arms down towards the side body. Let's take the fingertips of the right hand above the left ear and gently lower the right ear towards the right shoulder. Keep pressing the left fingertips down towards the floor. And again, just allow the weight of the right arm to gently draw the head a little bit more deeply and create the stretch along the left side of the neck. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Let's turn the chin slightly toward, or turn the chin towards the right shoulder. Drop the chin towards the chest and then bring the hand now to the back of the head. Again, once again, just letting the weight of the hand gently stretch out the muscles of the back of the neck. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Center the head straight forward. Inhale the arms overhead. Exhale the hand, interlace the fingers and bring the hands behind the back of the head. So just cupping the back of the head in the hands. Breathe gently here. And you can even let the chin move towards that notch of the collarbones. And again, gently, ever so gently, stretch out the back of the neck. Inhale, come back to center. And I do remember we've still got the other side to do, but while we've got the hands behind the head, bring the elbows together for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now bring the fingertips to the top of the shoulders and bring the elbows together for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now let's release the hands to the side and take the tips of the left fingers above the right ear and draw the right ear or left ear towards the left shoulder while stretching the right fingertips towards the floor, feeling a nice gentle stretch along the left side of the neck. Inhale, bring the head back to center. Turn the chin towards the left shoulder. Bring the hand to the back of the head. Drop the head down. And again, gently stretch out the back of the neck. Breathing here. Inhale, let's bring the head back to center. Bring it. And release the hands down to the side. Let's inhale, take a nice deep breath in. And sigh the exhale out through the mouth. Inhale, come back up to that neutral spine. Interlace the fingers and let's draw that right knee towards the right shoulder, flexing and pointing the toes. And you'll probably notice that you've rolled onto the back part of the sit bones. Try and bring the weight back towards the center of the sit bones to keep those natural curves in the back. Flexing and pointing the toes, and then circling first in one direction and circle in the other direction. Let's either use your strap or grasp the toes with the peace fingers and stretch that leg out towards me. Again, trying to avoid that rounding of the lower back, and particularly if you notice any rounding of the lower back, do use your strap. Let's draw that foot back onto the ankle, goes onto the opposite thigh. Or remember, the alternative is to bring the the sole of the right foot to the inner edge of the left foot. Or if you're somewhere in the middle between the floor and the thigh, you can use a block to support the edge of the foot. Whatever position you're in, try to flex the toes in towards the shin. Let that leg move out to the side. You can just gently rock it here. And now press the knee into the resistance of the hand, strengthening the muscles around the glutes, all those muscles that promote the outer rotation of the thigh. And release that pressure. Let's bring the leg back into center. Walk the feet slightly wider than hip distance. And let the knees sway in on each other. And come back to neutral. Let's interlace the fingers now in the non-dominant grip. Come around the left shin. Drop. Oh, okay. Sorry, the Energizer Buddy died. So I think, yeah, we were just here. We were just reaching for the big toes. Stretch the leg out, either using the fingers or the strap. Let's release that leg. Remember, we can go onto the floor, onto one or two blocks, or onto the opposite thigh. Whatever position you've chosen, flex the toes towards the shin, gently rock, lift the sternum, and breathe here. Press that knee into the hand. Again, strengthening the muscles around the glute muscles, the muscles around the hip, the external rotators of the left leg, and release. Let's bring both feet back onto the floor now. And again, with the feet slightly wider than hip distance, let them sway in on one another. Bring the feet back to center. And we're now going to do a big body movement. We're going to rotate the upper body. So we'll go forward, across, back, across, and then go diagonally across, back, diagonal, back, diagonal, across, diagonal, back, diagonal, across, and then stop and go across, diagonally back, across, forward, diagonal, across, back, and forward, and across, and come back to the neutral spine. Take your block and just position it beside the right ankle. Just one block is all that's necessary here. And so we're going to reach the left arm up, take it back, look towards the thumb, and sweep it over and down towards that block. Let's pick up the block and sweep it back and around. Come up, over, down towards the block. Inhale up, back, around, and look backwards. Inhale up, back, and down. And let's go up, back, around for one more time. Bring the block down the right side, move it towards the left side. Let's begin by reaching back and up, arc down, and pick up the block, and then lift it up and back. Try and control the movement through that whole range of motion, not using momentum to carry the weight through, but moving very slowly and deliberately so that the muscles move the block throughout that whole range of motion. One more time. And come back. Place the block beside the ankles. And now let's find our second block. Place it beside the ankles as well. Just before we get into that, some of our forward folding work, let's find our weights. Bring ourselves to that seated mountain pose. We're going to take one weight, the weight in each hand, on each side of the body, and just lower towards the right for one, left for one, right for two, left for two, right for three, left for three. Try to keep the weight as even for four on the two sit bones as possible throughout this range of movement. 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Come back to neutral. Again, with the weights beside you and the weights facing forward and back, let's lift the arms up and down for 1, 2, drag the weights back towards that vertical for 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and 12. Now flip the weights so the weight are parallel to the floor. Extend the arms towards the floor. And now let's lift for 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6. Drag them down. 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and 12, and just come to a right angle at the elbows. Stack, make sure the spine is still stacked. Draw the shoulder blades slightly together and down the back, and then continue to draw together to open the arms to the side for 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, and 10, and 10. Let's cross the weights. Remember, always optional to cross the weights across the chest for our forward. Make sure we're sitting towards the front of the chair. And make sure that spine is stacked and that the muscles of the core, these muscles here, and the muscles running along the spine are fully supporting the spine and keeping the work in the muscles. Let's remember to concentrate the work in these muscles. Inhale as we angle back towards the chair for 1, and use the core muscles to lift us up for 1. Inhale back for 2, 2, 3, 3, 4, 4, 5, 5, 6, 6, 7, 7, 8, 8, 9, 9, 10, 10, 11, 11, and we'll hold on 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come back to center. Just take the weights down to the side, roll the arms, shoulders forward, up, back, and down, forward, up, back, and down. And whatever cross you had before, find the opposite cross. So this will be your non-dominant cross of the arms. Inhale here and exhale towards the back, or no, inhale towards the back of the chair and exhale. Use the core strength to lift you forward. Inhale, use the core strength to control your movement backwards. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. We'll call that 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. 10. 11. 11. And 12. And 12. Come back to neutral. Oh, actually, let's just hold back for 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and come back to neutral. Set your weights aside. Let's come again, make sure we're seated towards the front of our chair. And we're going to do some movement towards chair pose. So now draw the toes slightly back. Stretch the arms out in front, or you can leave them on the thighs. Just depends on, this is easier, this is intermediate, this is the most challenging. So inhale, lift the seat away from the chair and come into chair pose. Tighten those core muscles we just worked on. And hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and lower yourself back to the seat of the chair. Let's take a nice deep breath in. And sigh the exhale out through the mouth. So now's a good time just to grab a drink, rehydrate. Maybe it's still pretty humid today, so make sure everybody stays well hydrated. Let's find the breath. Let's walk. Let's again bring the feet to hip distance apart. Take the arms to the side. Inhale the arms overhead. And exhale, fold forward, bringing the hands. They can come onto the thighs, the blocks, or reach to the floor. Whatever position you choose to bring the hands to, just make sure that the fingertips are supported on something. Let's come just up slightly. Put the hands onto the thighs. Draw the elbows in towards the sides of the belly or the lower ribs. And we're going to use the weight of the upper body to strengthen the tricep muscles. So fold forward towards the legs, and then without using the back muscles or the core muscles, press the hands into the thighs and use the thigh muscles, or use the tricep muscles to press you up to vertical. Exhale, fold forward. Keep the elbows locked into the side of the body. And again, remembering to concentrate your effort on the triceps, the muscles in the back of the upper arm, to lift you back to vertical for 2. Exhale, fold forward for 3. 3, press up to vertical. 4, fold forward. 4, press up to vertical. 5. 5, press up to vertical. 6. 6. 7. 7. 8. 8. 9. 9. 10. Strength of the triceps. 10. 11. 11. And 12. And 12. Let's bring the arms to cactus position. Again, Make sure the spine is aligned at the back of the body, the weight is evenly distributed, and walk the feet so the legs are coming into a gentle V. Twist right and take the left elbow to the left knee and reach the right arm across. Inhale, come back up to center. Twist left and reach. Take the right elbow to the right knee and stretch across. Inhale, come back up to center. And once again, twist right, left to left, and across. Breathe into that long side of the body and see if you can use the breath to help you find a little more release down that long side of the body. Inhale, let's come back up to center. Twist left, right elbow to right knee, and reach across. Breathe into the long side of the body. Open that body up to create more space, more room for the breath. Inhale, come back up to center. Reach the arms overhead and exhale. Fold forward into the center of the V, hands coming to the thighs, to the blocks, or to the floor. Inhale, come all the way up. The hands meet overhead. Extend the right leg to the side. Twist slightly towards the left. Bring the right hand to the back inside of the right leg and stretch across. Again, inhale, draw the right foot in. Bring the legs back to cactus, or arms back to cactus. Stretch the left leg out, twist right. Back of the left hand comes inside the left thigh. Slide down, reach across. Inhale, come back up to center, draw the leg in. Bring the arms back to cactus, reach overhead, and fold into the center of that V formed by the legs. Breathe here. Inhale, back up to center. Let's grab a drink if you need one, and then we're going to come up to standing. Let's come up to standing. Standing behind our chair. And let's find now standing mountain pose. Feet about hip distance apart. Find the foundation for your standing work in the base of the big toe, the base of the little toe, and the center of the heel. Draw the inner line of the legs up. The tailbone goes slightly towards the floor. Soften the breath, lowest ribs in. Inhale the arms overhead and exhale, forward fold over the chair. Your chair just supporting your, using the back of the chair for some support. Bend the knees slightly if you're feeling strain in the lower back. And strengthen up contract those core muscles, contract those muscles that we used when we did our crunches earlier in our practice today. Inhale, come up, lift the arms overhead. Exhale the hands to the back of the chair. And back the feet away from the chair and make an L shape with the body. Bending the knees just ever so slightly to release the strain in the lower back. Lifting the inner edges of the legs. And turn the right toes out to the side. Step the left foot in towards the chair. So finding our warrior one foot position. Chair foot facing forward. Back foot angled slightly towards the side of the chair, or side of your mat, or out away from the center line. Bend the knee in towards the chair and straighten. Bend in. And again, if we're working toward bringing that bent leg thigh towards parallel with the floor. Bring your attention to that back foot and see if you can concentrate the weight in the outer edge of the foot and perhaps release one or both hands onto the waist. Bending in and lifting one arm and both arms, or just doing whatever lift you can and still staying comfortably stable and secure. Bring that attention back to those core muscles we worked on earlier and do that same type of toning and strengthening of the core muscles that we did when we're lifting the body towards the neutral position. Start at the base, the pelvic floor, and lift everything up in the front body. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Let's release the hands onto the chair. Lift the back heel and step back. Into our L-shaped pose. Draw the shoulder blades down the back while we're here. Press the palms into the back of the chair. Now turn the left toes out towards the side and step the right foot in towards the chair. Again, playing around with that length of the pose, remembering the more the feet are spread horizontal or across the mat, the more stable, the shorter the distance between the feet, the more stability we find. Let's begin to bend the knee in towards the chair. And as we find that connection, first between the back foot and then between the front foot. Find that foundation. Bring the hands to the waist. Find that core strength we built during the early part of our practice. Lift one, lift two. Draw the shoulder blades down the back. Release the hands to the chair. Lift the back heel. Feet meet at the back. And we come into our L pose. Once again, from our L pose, pour the weight into your left foot. Take the touch the right toe behind you, stretch the leg out, and either leave it on the floor or bring that leg up towards parallel with the floor. Bring both feet together. Just alternately bend one knee and then the opposite knee. Loosen up the hips. Now stretch the left foot out behind you. Either come onto the tip of the toe, pointing it, or lift it away, remembering to keep those core muscles fully engaged. Now lower the left foot onto the floor and just alternately bend one knee and then the opposite knee. Walk the feet in towards the chair. And let's come to stand beside our chair and finish off our standing work today with tree pose. Coming to tree, let's make that chair side foot our support, our strength for our tree pose. Lift the heel, bring the heel to the ankle, to the calf, or up onto the inner thigh. Bring the hands together. Press the foot and the hands into the center line of the body. Raise the arms overhead and open the branches of our tree. Draw the hands back to heart center. Release that outside foot and just let that foot swing, keeping the leg straight, and let it just swing like a pendulum. Come down and let's switch our chair or turn around. Now, once again, the other foot becomes our support. Raise the heel, heel to ankle or calf. Press into the center line. Raise the arms overhead. And breathe here in tree. Inhale, come back to center. Release. And let that leg sway. Return to center. And let's come back to our chair. Do you have anything handy that you're going to use during final relaxation? And let's again take a drink, just to keep hydrated as we prepare ourselves for the final parts of our practice today. Come back. We're going to do a little bit of a cool down. Come seated towards the front of our chair. Inhale the arms overhead. And let's exhale, fold forward over the legs, bringing the hands either to the blocks or right onto the floor. Let the ribs rest on the thighs. And let the pressure of the thighs be resistance on the inhale. And provide some extra force to force the breath out during the exhale. Inhale one more time. Exhale. Inhale. Come all the way up and draw the hands back to heart center. Inhale up. Exhale. the left hand to the outside of the right thigh. Bring the left or right wrist in towards the sacrum and twist now towards our right side. Think back to that first twist of the day that we did and see if there's any more freedom of movement, any more range of motion as a result of our practice. Inhale once more. Exhale. Inhale. Come through center and let's go to the opposite side. Inhale. Exhale, let's come back towards center. Let's stretch the left arm out towards me. Take the right arm around it and just stretch out first the left shoulder. Inhale, come back to center. Stretch now the right arm out, reach around and reach across. And stretch out shoulders. Inhale, come back to center. Stretch the arms out to the side. Cross right over left. Reach onto the shoulder blades. And either stay here or bring the hands together. Exhale, unravel, stretch the arms out again. And this time left comes over right, fingertips onto the shoulder blades. Hands come together. Exhale, and roll the shoulders forward, up, back, and down, forward, up, back, and down. And now do whatever you usually do or need to do or feels right to do to prepare yourself for final relaxation. So grab a drink, maybe add or subtract any clothing that you need to feel comfortable during the final part of our practice, that final but most important part of our practice. And our final relaxation is that part of the practice that allows the body to take all the movement, all the different things that we've done during our practice and integrate those. So not something to minimize or avoid. And it may also be one of the most difficult parts of our practice to find that stillness that we look for in final relaxation. So to prepare ourselves, first of all, relinquish control of the breath. So rather than that conscious breathing that guides us through our practice, we come to the unconscious level of breath. And as you've relaxed the breath, find relaxation in the body as well. And once again, we're no longer looking to use the body to hold use the muscles to hold any particular external shape. We can let the body find its own shape. So let the body melt into the support of the chair. Feel the feet become heavy on the floor. The thighs become heavy on the seat of the chair. The back become heavy on the back of the chair. The hands become heavy on the thighs. And breathe here. And finally, find relaxation in the mind. Let the sense of well-being that you have developed during your practice permeate every corner of the body. And be present in that sense of well-being. Relaxing into the chair. Now begin to deepen the breath. Bring some movement back to the body. Fingers, toes, wrists, ankles. Slide back towards the front of your chair. And let's everybody take a full deep breath in. Really fill up the lungs, and then we're going to sigh out the exhale as we finish off our practice. So inhale and exhale. Come back to seated mountain. Lift the arms overhead. Draw the hands back to heart center. And let's thank ourselves for making time for our practice today. Thank each other for sharing our practice. And thank you so much for allowing me to guide you through your practice today. Namaste. Thank you.